I woke up with ropes cutting deep into my flesh, bound so tightly to a massive tree trunk that I couldn't move even an inch. My entire body throbbed with pain from the brutal beating the poachers had given me before leaving me here to die, their twisted revenge for all the years I'd spent fighting their illegal wildlife trade. But the physical agony wasn't what terrified me most in this moment. What made my blood turn to ice was the enormous brown bear standing just a few steps away, its piercing amber eyes locked directly onto mine. The forest around us fell into an eerie, suffocating silence. Not a single bird sang, not a leaf rustled in the wind. The air itself seemed to freeze. Then, without any warning, the massive beast suddenly reared up on its powerful hind legs, towering a terrifying 3 meters above my helpless body. Its enormous shadow completely swallowed me whole. A gigantic paw slowly lifted high into the air, claws extended. This was it. This was how my life would end. I squeezed my eyes shut tight, accepting my inevitable fate, silently whispering goodbye to the world. Strike! But instead of feeling razor-sharp claws ripping through my skin and flesh, I felt only a powerful jolt right beside my shoulder. Confused, my eyes flew open. The bear's massive paw had struck the rope wrapped tightly around the tree trunk, not me. The precision was almost surgical. Another swing came down hard, another direct hit on the thick ropes binding me. The shocking realization hit me like a lightning bolt. This enormous predator wasn't trying to kill me at all. It was desperately trying to free me. The bear dropped back down onto all 4 paws and moved closer, its wet black nose now just inches from my terrified face. It sniffed me carefully, analyzing my scent, then let out a low, rumbling growl that vibrated through my chest. Suddenly, it sank its massive teeth into the thick rope and pulled backward with all its tremendous strength. The rope stretched taut, fibers creaking loudly under the intense pressure, but stubbornly refused to break. The night's heavy dew had soaked them wet and impossibly tight. Frustrated by this failure, the bear growled deeply in anger and slammed its powerful paw against the tree trunk with such brutal force that huge chunks of bark exploded into the air around us. Then it began methodically tearing at the ropes with its deadly claws, working with almost unbelievable precision and care, trying desperately to break apart the stubborn knots. Its movements were cautious and deliberate, as if this wild animal somehow understood that one single careless swipe of those lethal paws could easily rip my shoulder clean off my body. That's when I finally saw it clearly, a long, jagged scar running down its side, partially hidden beneath thick brown fur. My heart stopped beating. My breath caught in my throat. 3 years ago, in the early days of spring, I had discovered a tiny baby bear shivering violently next to the cold, lifeless body of its mother. Cruel poachers had shot her dead for profit, and the helpless cub had been badly wounded while trying desperately to protect her. The deep wound on his small side had been ragged and bleeding. I carefully carried him back to my remote forest lodge and nursed him back to health for 2 long weeks, gently cleaning the infected wound every day, painstakingly stitching it closed, bottle feeding him warm milk multiple times daily. When he finally grew strong enough to survive, I released him back into the vast wilderness where he belonged. I never saw him again after that day, until right now. "Baby," I croaked weakly, my voice trembling with overwhelming emotion. "Is it really you?" The bear's rounded ear twitched noticeably, a small but unmistakable sign that he was listening carefully to my voice. He immediately stopped chewing on the rope and turned his massive head to look me straight in the eyes. In that profound, meaningful look, I clearly saw recognition. I saw deep memory. I saw an unbreakable connection that had never faded despite 3 long years of complete separation. He gently nuzzled my dirt-covered cheek with his enormous furry head, and I felt tears welling up in my eyes. That's precisely when I heard the first howl echoing through the dense forest. distant but crystal clear and chilling. The bear immediately froze in place, his ears shooting straight upward in alarm. Another haunting howl pierced the air, then a third, then more. My stomach twisted into knots of fear. It was a hunting pack of gray wolves, and they were rapidly getting closer to us. The bear didn't abandon me to save himself. Instead, he attacked the remaining ropes with absolutely ferocious fury, violently tearing at them with his sharp claws, gnawing desperately with his powerful teeth and massive jaws, clamping down on the thick strands with renewed determination. One stubborn rope finally began to slowly unravel. With one final violent tug, snap, the rope broke completely. My cramped arms gained precious freedom of movement, though I was still partially tied firmly to the tree. Menacing gray shadows began flickering between the surrounding tree trunks like ghosts. The first wolf suddenly emerged from behind a thick bush, a large, muscular gray male with cold, calculating yellow eyes fixed intently on both of us. A second wolf followed close behind, then a third appeared. Within mere moments, there were 6 of them total, slowly and deliberately tightening their strategic circle around us, moving with patient, practiced confidence, because they knew with certainty that their trapped prey had absolutely nowhere to run. The brave bear immediately turned his powerful body, deliberately positioning himself as a living shield between me and the approaching wolves. He let out a deep, warning roar, a bone-chilling sound that sent violent shivers racing down my entire spine. But the confident wolves didn't retreat even one step. The alpha male, battle-scarred leader with a distinctive jagged mark across his gray muzzle, barked out a sharp, commanding sound. The entire coordinated pack stepped forward together in perfect, practiced unison, closing the distance. The bear now faced an absolutely impossible decision. Should he continue desperately trying to free me completely, or immediately defend us both from the circling wolf pack? He made his choice instantly and decisively, without any hesitation. Turning fully toward the advancing wolves, he powerfully reared up on his hind legs once again, his truly enormous frame rising high above the forest floor like a dark mountain. A thunderous roar suddenly erupted from deep within his broad chest, a terrifying sound absolutely filled with pure fury and completely unwavering determination. This wasn't just an angry growl, it was a clear, unmistakable message being sent. I will protect him to the very end, no matter what. The alpha barked another sharp command, and the experienced wolves immediately began their deadly tactical maneuver. 3 wolves moved strategically left, 2 positioned themselves right, and 1 hung back. The bear couldn't possibly defend all directions simultaneously against this coordinated assault. He turned toward the wolves advancing on his right side. One wolf feinted a lightning-fast attack, and the beast slashed powerfully with its deadly paw, missing by inches. A second wolf darted in quickly from the opposite side. The bear spun his massive body, barely managing to drive it away. These were classic pack tactics, systematically wear down the enemy with constant feints, false attacks, and confusion. While the bear was distracted by this chaos, the 2 wolves positioned on the left began slowly creeping directly toward me, their lean bellies pressed low to the cold ground, their glowing yellow eyes burning with predatory hunger. I pulled frantically at my remaining rope bonds with every single ounce of strength I had left in my exhausted body. The wet rope was slowly giving way, unraveling bit by bit, but the wolves were already just 10 meters away, close enough that I could clearly see their sharp white fangs and smell their wild scent. The bear's sharp eyes spotted them approaching me. He charged forward with such an absolutely terrifying roar that every bird within 200 meters exploded from the surrounding bushes in panic. The wolves jumped backward defensively, one snarling viciously and baring all its fangs, deliberately trying to lure the protective bear away from the tree and away from me. The cunning alpha immediately seized this perfect opportunity and rushed behind the bear's temporarily exposed back. The experienced bear sensed mortal danger just in time. He spun around with incredible speed, but the alpha had already sunk its sharp fangs deep into his muscular thigh. The bear roared out loud in both intense pain and burning rage, then violently shook off his attacker with one powerful, sweeping blow of his paw. The wolf flew several meters through the air, flipped completely over, and somehow managed to land on its four paws, immediately ready to attack again without hesitation. I watched in complete helpless horror. My brave savior was fighting desperately for both our lives, and I could do absolutely nothing to help him survive. This cruel reality only seemed to fuel the bear's protective rage even more intensely. The fierce beast went on a full aggressive offensive, making powerful charging lunges, first at one wolf, then immediately at another. Its massive paws left deep furrows carved into the soft earth, its razor-sharp claws glinting like deadly steel blades in the sunlight. Each devastating blow carried absolutely lethal force. A single direct hit would kill instantly. The pack backed away strategically, but continued their relentless circling, constantly attempting to split up and coordinate simultaneous attacks from multiple sides. The bear spun rapidly and growled ferociously, expertly giving them no real chance to properly coordinate their assault. One overconfident wolf proved just too slow. A devastating blow from the bear's powerful paw caught him directly mid-leap, sending him flying sideways into a tree. The injured wolf whined pitifully and desperately tried to rise, but his broken paw completely gave way beneath him. The badly hurt predator limped away quickly, fleeing from the brutal battle entirely. The remaining pack hesitated visibly. Losing even one valuable member changed absolutely everything about their strategy. The bear wisely didn't pursue the wounded wolf. Instead, he took two massive, thundering strides directly toward the alpha leader, rose up to his absolute full intimidating height, and unleashed a roar so impossibly loud that I actually felt the ground shake violently beneath my tied body. His huge mouth gaped wide open, revealing enormous fangs, his powerful forepaws raised high above his head, clearly ready to strike down with completely devastating force. This dramatic moment turned the entire tide of the vicious fight. The alpha quickly assessed the dangerous situation with experienced eyes. One wolf already wounded and unable to continue fighting, this bear clearly ready to fight to its absolute last breath, and suddenly their trapped prey didn't seem worth the terrible risk anymore. He barked out a sharp retreat command. The surviving pack began slowly backing away carefully, never once turning their vulnerable backs on their ferocious adversary. Their gray silhouettes gradually melted away into the dark, shadowy forest. The victorious bear stood completely motionless. Dark blood trickled steadily from the deep wound on his thigh, but an unwavering protective fire still burned brightly in his beautiful amber eyes. He listened carefully to every single sound in the quiet forest, making absolutely sure the danger had truly passed, then slowly turned back to face me with determination. He approached me carefully, sniffed me thoroughly, checking for any wounds. Then his focused eyes fell back on my remaining rope. The bear sank his teeth into it and pulled hard with renewed strength. I helped however I possibly could. One rope snapped with a dull thud, then the second broke. The crushing pressure suddenly vanished. Another powerful tug, and the last loop finally snapped completely. I collapsed forward weakly, landing face down on the grass. The bear leaned over protectively and sniffed me, checking to ensure everything was all right. I crawled painfully toward the tree trunk. The beast sank down heavily beside me, equally exhausted. Blood still seeped from his thigh. My backpack lay nearby. Gathering my last strength, I pulled out my first aid kit. "Easy, kid, let me help," I whispered. I carefully cleaned his wound with antiseptic, then wrapped the bandage tightly. The bear winced but endured. When I finished, he purred softly. Gratitude. We sat together for several minutes, two exhausted creatures who survived together. The bear rose first. There was satisfaction in his eyes. The debt was paid. I realized he was leaving. "Kid, wait," I called. He stopped and approached. I reached for his muzzle, scratched behind his ear exactly as I had years ago, then found his scar. "You've become so strong." The bear closed his eyes briefly, purred softly. His amber eyes met mine one final time, a look filled with meaning. He turned and headed toward the forest, his dark figure dissolving into the greenery. It was a lifelong lesson. Selfless kindness is never forgotten.